The motivation behind the song People's Bailout was actually a friend of mine who was in the previous band, Mr. Mayday, had sort of led a march in Hartford against some of these banks that were receiving bailout money but still foreclosing on people. And the sort of chant at the march was banks get bailed out, the people get sold out, which came to be the chorus.
Suspect, wonder what the heck his life is coming to. Paying his dues, but he never wins. Always seems to lose. The blues is the backdrop soundtrack to his days. Praise and praise, but couldn't adjust to their ways.
The first verse is a story about a guy who's just sort of, bad with money, sort of feels need to spend money on things and ultimately sort of works his way into bankruptcy and ends up robbing a bank.
Cash out, now get the cash out. This is the stick up. Show me your hands. The last round is just a hiccup in the plan. Grand society, trying me, but try to understand. I'm just a man, but with a list of demands.
The song was originally written to a beat that Mayday had given me on a beat CD that I was listening to one morning.
He knew to fly straight, trust fate, try and wait for awards, and never thirst what he couldn't afford.
Hopped on my bike to ride down to Fiddleheads to hit the farmer's market, and en route, things just started coming to me, and by the time I got home, I had probably most of it fleshed out. What I actually thought of at the time, I might have lost some brilliant lines somewhere en route, but I basically repeat, start somewhere, repeat it. So by the time I get home, I've probably said it 80 times.
Running the race till they couldn't keep pace. The news raced across the screen.
Second person, I think you feel a little bit more sympathy towards someone who works hard, eventually gets laid off by his company, his house gets foreclosed on him, and sort of pushes him to extreme measures.
Put the gun to his dome, he said, I'll take my own life before you take it my home. Know these banks get bailed out, the people sold out. I hope you're ready for the weather, yo, it's getting cold out. Let's gather in the street as the rank and file shout. Bail the people out before the people breaking wild out.
I recorded it at home and I sent out an MP3 to the band so they could sort of hear the feel and so forth. The intro, which is that sort of happy major chordy thing, was actually from the original and sort of gave the sense of here's Wall Street a couple of years ago, everybody's happy, and then all of a sudden it switches tone to this dark sort of bluesy riff.
Sometimes when he sends us music, he's really good at describing a feel of what he's looking for. And if it's not suggested by the sample that he already has or the beat that he already has over it, he's been very open to having the band kind of just either rip it apart or throw it away or come up with something new.
I try and be a little bit hands-off as far as the instrumentation. Those guys are better players than I am.
You have to take, when you hear a sample that he does, you have to think of it, all of a sudden you have to translate that to a band with 8 people playing.
I said the banks get bailed out, the people sold out. I hope you're ready for the weather, yo, it's getting cold out. Masses gather in the street as the rank and file shout. Bail the people out before the people breaking wild out.
It's actually sort of a benefit, I think, playing music that people aren't necessarily going to, recognize as being something they're familiar with or comfortable with.
Bail the people out before the people breaking wild out. The people bail out.
Really bringing jazz to New London and sort of seeing people's ears being opened a little bit is sort of a nice aspect of it.